Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. And we are doing another tier list. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Obviously, I've done the team rankings, the quarterback rankings, and that was when I had my headset on, so the audio was really, really bad. I'm not sure it's any better now. Like, I literally use my webcam as a mic, so there's gonna be this sound that comes. That was really stupid of me to do. So sorry about that. But we're back on Tier Maker, and this time it's gonna be the NFL running backs. So we have a couple in here. Let me do some quick math here. Um, 14 by 3. Yeah, so we have a good amount. I think about 41 running backs. So let's dive right into it. We're starting off with Aaron Jones. I don't think he's top 5, but I do think he's great. A guy who can really do it all. Power, elusive, fast, and can receive out of the backfield. That's all you just think he's great. Complete package at running back. And that's a good start as Alvin Kamara. Wow, he's top 5. And I think it's no question to me. Other than CMC, I mean, not even like CMC. Alvin Kamara is his own guy, right? Of course, CMC has receiving talent out of the backfield, but Alvin, it's unbelievable to see. So, yeah, I mean, Alvin Kamara is definitely a top 5 back for me. Even if he's averaging under 4 per carry, or he has less than 1,000 yards, it doesn't matter because he's really versatile. Moving on to Austin Eckler, I think he's. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a new tier between great and average, and I'm going to title it good. So hold on just a second for that. Alright, so this is now how it's going to look. And then Austin Eckler is going to go in this good tier. Because he is another guy, not exactly like Alvin Kamara, because Kamara is just a better running back, but Eckler is a really good receiving back. He really is. And I think that there was this one year where he nearly got 1,000 yards receiving. So I think he's definitely a good back. I don't think he's great. I definitely don't think he's top 5, but I definitely do think he's good. That's why I created an entire tier for him. As next up is Cam Akers. And I'm going to put him in good as well. Sadly, we really didn't get to see Cam Akers this year. I mean, that would have been electric, with Matthew Stafford throwing bombs to Deshaun Jackson, Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, Robert Woods, and then an electric running game with Cam Akers, who was really good at the end of the year, by the way, just saying. He was a workhorse, sort of. Like, they literally handed the ball to him about 15, maybe 20 times a game. I don't know if that's true, but the way when I looked at Rams games, that's how it felt like to me. So, Cam Akers is definitely good, but he's only played a season in the league, and then he suffered, was it a torn ACL? I think. But I really do like Cam Akers, and I hope he has a really good career. Chris Carson. I think he's good. I definitely think he's good. He's getting to great, but he's a. I don't know exactly how much he weighs and all, but I think I can search it up right here. Chris Carson. Chris Carson. Alright. He is 5'11", 223 pounds. And can I see like his stats or something here? Pro Football Reference. There it is. Okay. His stats. Look at this. This is pretty good. And also averaging above 4 per carry on all of this. Yeah, he is definitely getting into that category of a great running back. He's definitely really reliable right now. There's no question about that. So, Chris Carson's definitely good. Chris McCaffrey. Alright, done. Dalvin Cook, done. I won't explain CMC. It's for obvious reasons. Obviously, he's averaging less than 4 per carry. His O-line's not doing him any favors. Like, I can see, I mean, I've seen people do this, and once a player becomes a good player, we always feel like there's a need to make up excuses so that the player can still be qualified as good in our standards, and you can't deny it, right? Any fan does it for their own player. Like, I'm a Ravens fan. I'm going to say, oh, Lamar Jackson had a bad game because his receivers can't catch, right? I can just make up excuses. Um, what else? If Patrick, I mean, there now, okay, you know what? I'm just not going to give examples. But in situations like this, Christian McCaffrey's O line literally isn't doing anything for him. I mean, they are. They're blocking, but you know what? Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Dalvin Cook is just so elusive. That's the only reason he's a top 5 back for me. David Montgomery's great. He's looking like one of the more consistent backs in the league, just like Chris Carson. And he's so young, like 23, 24 years old, I think, and that's just so huge. The Bears have, I think, a future superstar in their hands in David Montgomery. Derrick Henry. He Oh, we're facing the Titans? All right, stop Derrick Henry. The rest, we'll see. You know? You have to focus on stopping the run, and they've been doing that pretty well. Like, I know that Derrick Henry is, like, basically a monster, right? He can run over you, stiff arm you, do whatever the hell he wants. But look at how he did against the Ravens. That was so hilarious, dude. Henry's still a top 5 back in the league, and it's because of what he's done in the past. Right? 2,000 yards in a season itself is a good enough accomplishment. So, definitely a top 5 back in the league. Frank Gore, I respect him because he's 39 years old. He's still playing. He's slow as hell, but he is a top 3 running back, or a top 3 player in most rushing yards in a career. So, I have a lot of respect for this dude, but he just can't average 4 per carry. That's his only problem. Myles Gaskin, he's average. I don't really know what to say on Gaskin. I guess he's good out of him this year, but he's a really good receiving back as well. He's a pretty versatile dude, so I like him as a good running back. And Jamal Williams, if there was a category where it said good backup, this is where he is going. But Jamal Williams, I'm going to put him in average. I don't think he's bad at all, but I think he's just more of a backup. James Conner, I just don't like him, but I'm going to put him in average as well. Maybe it's because he was a part of the Steelers, but I just don't really see him as a number 1 back, right? Whenever he's splitting carries with someone, I don't know. He seems to be a bit better, but it's like in the Steelers, I would see Benny Snell Jr. get some of the snaps, and James Conner would just be sitting on the sideline, and that's just not what you really want in a number 1 back. But when he's on the field, he's good enough, so we'll take him as an average back. Next one is James Ross. Oh my goodness, this guy is actually one of my favorite players in the entire league, and the reason is, while he may be slow, like really slow, he ran like a 4.6 4, I think, at the combine. But yeah, I think this guy has a definite future at some team. No matter what team it really is, I definitely think he has a really good future because he has been really good this year. Even last year, undrafted rookie free agent ran for 1,000 yards. Think about that, right? Think about it like that. J.K. Dobbins. Oh, he's another guy like Cam Akers, where I'm so devastated not to see him because this guy averaged like a touchdown per game at the end of the year. Maybe even more. So, Dobbins is definitely a good player. Joe Mixon's good. He's on my fantasy team. I would like to put him in great, but he just hasn't been scoring that many yards per carry. I know he's averaging like 4 right now, but 4.3 I think it is, but I don't know. He has to start being more consistent, and he's not been that healthy. So I like him. I would like him to be more healthy, obviously, but I can't control that. We'll see how he does in the future. I really have huge hopes for this guy. You know what? I'll just push him into great. And here's my explanation for this. I just changed my mind rapidly. Joe Mixon, in 2020 to 2021, he broke so many tackles, was really powerful, and got into the end zone. That's good enough for me, but he's just not averaging enough yards per carry, is all. Josh Jacobs. Oh, man. I like Jacobs, but he's splitting carries with Kenyon Drake. And I think he had like a toe injury. Was it a toe injury? I think it was. I'm gonna put him in. Oh, there's if there's like a middle tier between good and great, I would put him there because I don't really want to say he's great, but I don't want to say he's good. I think he's better. We're gonna put him in good because I think great is just a tiny, teensy tiny bit of an overstatement right now. Great is I don't know what I'm saying. Let's just move on. I'm having some speaking errors today. Goodness gracious. Kenyon Drake's a good backup, but that's all I'll say about him. Leonard Fournette, this guy is powerful, but other than that, he averages like 3 yards per carry, maybe 3.5. So I don't know. I don't like Leonard Fournette, but at some point he's gonna break out a pretty big run. So good for him. Le'Veon Bell, he used to be one of the best, if not the best, running back in football on the Steelers. And then the dumb contract holdouts happened, and then he was traded to New York. He was given a humongous contract, and he didn't really do much for them. And then he got, I think, cut, signed by the Chiefs, and just went off the Chiefs, trashed the entire Chiefs organization and Andy Reid, and now he's on the Ravens. So, yeah, I mean, it's been an up and down thing for Le'Veon Bell. Marlon Mack, I'm just going to say he's average. I don't know. More of his fault rather than the team's fault of not offering, him a huge contract. Le'Veon Bell deserved it. He was one of the best, if not the best, running back in football at the time. He deserved a big contract. But Melvin Gordon, I know he was good for the Chargers. Former first-round pick, number 15 in 2015. Do you really deserve a huge deal? You don't, right? And that's why he went to Denver. And then he had a 1,000-yard season, I think, and stole carries from Phillip Lindsay. So he's a good back. Miles Sanders, ooh, I think he's good. He's been average so far. I don't want to put him in below average because his O-line is probably one of the worst in the entire NFL, and no question about it. There's a reason why he's averaging like 3, maybe even 2 yards per carry. It's been pretty ugly. Like, he's such a good player. I want to see him succeed, even though he came from Alabama, and he's just not. He's just not. But by the way, hold on a second. I just need to swerve off. You love Clemson. Clemson fans are gonna become one of the more loyal ones after a loss to NC freaking State. NC State. We are out of the top 10 for the first time in, what was it, 52 weeks? No, not 52 weeks. It was something like that though. It was a big number, and whew, it's really disappointing. So yeah, I'm just clarifying that before anything else happens. Nick Chubb is top 5. He's my favorite player in football right now, other than Lamar Jackson, of course, because I'm a Ravens fan. Chubb is a top 5 running back in the league because there's no way you can bring this dude down. You're just not going to, right? So there used to be a time where Lindsay was actually pretty good, but at this point, He's not even getting that many carries in the Texans, and when he is, he's getting like two yards, maybe 3 at most. So he's an average back. You can use him as your backup, but I don't think he's so fast. But he just never can stay healthy. So I can't put him anywhere over average. He's a really good athlete though. Ronald Jones is below average. He loves fumbles and he doesn't average many yards per carry. I don't think he's average at all. I think he's below average. Him, but below average is good. Saquon Barkley's good. There used to be a time where Saquon, oh my God, Saquon Barkley, and then now you say it with sadness, oh, Saquon Barkley, because that O line is so bad. Like I've faced Saquon Barkley in fantasy, and he's not doing that much. I'll tell you that much. He's not averaging many yards per carry, not getting a lot of receptions. He's just slowly falling away, and I really wish that Saquon Barkley has a good offensive line in his career, so he can get 1,000 yards rushing and over 4 per carry, right? Obviously, though, he's coming from a huge injury, so you can't just say, "Hey, Saquon, you just had a huge injury. Now go out there and get me 2,000 yards and average 7 per carry." It's not gonna happen, but right now he's just good. Sony Michel's below average. I don't know how he's. I don't like how he's been so far. He's just not averaging yards per carry. And if you see a trend in this video, I don't like people who average less than 4 per carry. I just don't. I get angry whenever I see a person averaging less than 4 per carry because why are you? You know? That's all. Tariq Cohen, where even is he? I don't even hear his name sometimes. I've not heard his name in significant time. I'm just going to say average. I had no clue. Jonathan Taylor's good. He's not been the best. So, I'll give him that this year, but I think he's definitely really good for the future. Todd Gurley's terrible. There's a time where it used to be like, oh my goodness, Todd Gurley. He's going to get 5 yards and score a touchdown and be an MVP candidate. That was on the Rams. And now, it has become Todd Gurley. Okay, next. Who's up, you know? It's not really Todd Gurley the man. It's Todd Gurley whatever right now, right? So, yeah, he's just bad right now. He was really bad in Atlanta. He accidentally scored a touchdown. Like, how do you do that as a running back? You accidentally score a touchdown. Travis Etienne. I think this guy... Ezekiel Elliott, he's good. I can't put him in great, dude. I just can't. Zeke is a great player, but he has just been going down, you know? Saquon Barkley actually has a reason because, you know, O-line's getting worse. Injuries are derailing him. Ezekiel Elliott has probably the best, or no, sorry, one of the best, maybe the best, offensive line in the league. Of course, they can't stay healthy, but still. That's no excuse to not be getting 1,000 yards. Right? You came into the league 1,600 yards. You were established as an amazing player and totally worth the number 4 overall pick that Dallas really coming into play here with Ezekiel Elliott. But I really do like him as a player. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he is nothing more than average for me. He has fumbled twice. And that has led to huge losses for the Chiefs. Like, literally, the Ravens would have lost to the Chiefs if Edwards-Helaire had not fumbled. Right? I think he had a huge fumble against the Chargers as well. He needs to stop and hold on to the ball. That's all. Damian Harris is average as well. He established himself as the starting running back last year when he showed a lot of talent, and that's why he's on my fantasy. Joe Mixon and Damian Harris. Not the best running back group, but not the worst. And so, Damian Harris is average, but I don't know how good he's been doing this year. I need to look up his stats after this video so I can know exactly. DeAndre Swift, he has a ton of potential for the future, so he's definitely an average back right now, but maybe for the future he progresses. David Johnson is just, he's old. He's not that guy in Arizona. Really, I mean, you can't really compare him to the guy he was in Arizona. And he's not really averaging much per carry as well. And Kareem Hunt, to end off this one's great. Kick how many ever people you want, Kareem. You are still going to be one of the best running backs in the league. Alright? He's, no, okay. He's talented. Really, really talented. And no one can argue that. Alright? Kareem Hunt, though, he was so good in Kansas City. Led the league in rushing yards after being a third-round pick in 2017 for the Chiefs. He was a really, really versatile running back out of the backfield. Catches the ball, running the ball. Touchdown machine. And then after that, he kicked a woman. I don't know why I'm laughing. That was actually stupid of Kareem. And he got cut from the Chiefs. And then after that, he signed with the Browns and split carries with Nick Chubb. And then now he's practically their receiving back. And then the guy who you want on outside stretches because he can juke, and Nick Chubb he can stand. And you will need what? A spaceship to bring Nick Chubb down? The weight, I mean, you know. The Browns have the best running back duo in football right now. It's no question. Maybe even in this decade, right? Maybe you should comment down below who you think the best running back duo is this decade. Hold on a second. Hold on. No. Regret that. The past decade. So from 2011 to this year, who do you think has been the best running back duo? Tell me in the comments section below. But I hope you enjoyed this video. It was really fun to make. This is just my opinion, so I'm sorry if I rated your favorite team's running back really bad. But unless you're a Jets fan, which you should probably agree at this point, right? Even Jets fans agree that Frank Gore and Le'Veon Bell were just not the... wow, great voice crack. But Frank Gore and Le'Veon Bell were just not the dudes for them. So, unless you're a Jets fan, I should have probably... for these rankings. You probably shouldn't. And I will see you in the next one. Peace. Want set, want wheat, want enough. Carrots. 43, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oui, 9, 10.